Welcome back to the channel. My name is Tiffany Garside. I'm a copywriter and content strategist, turned digital nomad, Africa travel blogger, and all of these terms, right? So, welcome. You are watching Journey with us. We are a family that travels and discusses business and marketing. So, if any of those three things sound like something you want to learn more about, hit the like button, subscribe, and share this with a friend. As you can tell by the title, today we are in the business series, the Make More Money Quick playlist, which will be up here somewhere, and I will also link it down below. But as you can tell by the title, we're discussing mindset, motivation, and I'm also going to be telling you my origin story, or the story of how I got started as a freelancer in a little bit more depth. So watch until the end, because what I'm telling you today is gold. Besides all the marketing and business development tips that I've been giving you, your mindset is the most important thing when it comes to entrepreneurship. And that's where this motivational video comes in, right? So, as an entrepreneur, you have to be in the right mindset. Actually, if you're not even in the right mindset, you won't do what needs to be done to actually have a successful business, and you won't do what needs to be done to create a legacy for your family. This all starts with a lot of propaganda from Western society and all of these large corporations that need workers, right? So these are businesses with, hundreds of thousands of employees getting paid little wages, and they don't want you to start thinking for yourself. They don't want you to become a better entrepreneur, because America and Western society is all about capitalism, right? But you need to be a small business owner. And I know that you've been thinking about this for a while, and you just need a little bit of assistance with your mindset and with learning how to actually do the thing and learn what you actually need to do. So I know that you've been looking into graphic design. I know that you've been looking into freelance writing. I know that you've been looking into being a YouTuber and monetizing your expertise, because let's be honest, you are an expert. You have years and years of experience on the job and with projects. You have gotten results for companies. That's why they hired you and keep you, and that's why you've been promoted. Now, the issue is that you're making these larger corporations richer, and you're not able to really have a life of freedom and leave a true legacy for your children's children, right? And so this is where mindset comes in. We have to get rid of the idea that we have to be broke and that we are only worthy of little bits of money. This is propaganda from Western society. This is propaganda from those large, rich corporations that have everything they need but want you to remain as a 40-hour per week, 50-hour per week worker in their corporation. So we have to get rid of this idea. This idea is not biblical, this idea is not helpful, and it's actually a form of modern-day slavery, where you believe that you are not worthy of making money and that your talents are not worthy of anything, even though you've been on the job for years and years and have gotten results. Now, it does take a lot of motivation and mindset work to get out of this mindset, because to be honest, I used to be in the same mindset. Back when I was working at Nationwide Children's Hospital, which was my dream job back then, I was so happy to get that job. Let me know if you relate to that. If you're currently in a job that was your quote-unquote dream job, and you're feeling like, I kind of need to escape this place. Like, it's not all it was chalked up to be, right? And you feel like you're not really living out your legacy. You're not really living out your purpose. I've been there and done that. It was when I was about 20 years old, 19, 20 years old. I had my favorite job at Nationwide Children's Hospital after working in a nursing home, and I began to realize that it really didn't fulfill me. Although I loved working with children, I loved helping the nurses, and I loved all of these things, and it's like a brand name, like, oh, Nationwide Children's Hospital and all these things. But at the end of the day, I would come home from 12-hour shifts exhausted, past exhausted, like literally. And I realized as I'm working in the job and as I'm on the computer that my mind is drifting towards, how can I become a freelancer? How can I make an income for my family, for my children, not at this job? How can I become more free? How can I obtain freedom? How can I leave a legacy for my children, right? Because I can't necessarily leave a legacy for my children working a job. It just isn't possible. There's nothing on that job that I can leave to my children. besides, life insurance, and life insurance is great and everything, but I wanted to pass down something that was more worthwhile, like a business, something that we could all work together in, something that they could be proud and say, wow, I remember the days when my mom was working on this, when my dad was working on this, and now we get to work in it, right? And so that was my mindset back then, but I wasn't fully where I am today mentally. I didn't understand what it would take. I didn't understand diligence fully, and I didn't understand that I was worthy, right? Worthy to monetize my talents and to become a business owner. If you can relate to that, drop an emoji down below. Drop a thumbs up and let me know how you relate to what I was just talking about. Let me know how it feels, because back in those days, right now you're in a place where there's more for your life, but you just don't know how to get there. And so the best thing I can tell you, and I've said this in a previous video, is not to give up. And the way I like to say it is, if you don't give up, you can't fail. If you don't quit, you can't fail. And so I encourage you to just keep researching freelancing, keep honing in on your specialty and your niche, keep doing research, keep doing target market research. If you want to be a social media manager, find out what social media managers are doing. Look at freelancing videos on YouTube, look at day in the life videos to see what it's really about. That way you will have motivation for when it's time to start your business or when it's time to scale your company. Then you can be in the same wheelhouse. Another thing I want to discuss is the fact that as a freelance business owner, you don't necessarily have to create an agency or an entire team if you don't want to be responsible for that. You can also apply to job boards, right? You can go on Indeed.com, right, and find freelance gigs, not actual jobs, not jobs, freelance gigs with clients that you can work with. You can go to these different job boards, pitch yourself, you do the work, you get paid for it, and you're done, and you don't have to pay a whole team if you don't want to do that. But all of this, everything that comes with having a successful business and being able to travel the world and being able to have this life of freedom starts in your mind. It starts with what you believe about yourself, what you believe about your talents, what you believe about what you can learn, and what you believe you are capable of doing. Once you unlock this mindset, you have unlimited opportunities, honestly. Once you unlock this mindset, you will feel more comfortable going on those job boards, because I know right now, I know that you don't feel totally comfortable. I know you feel like, what if I can't do this? What if I'm not freelance material? What if I'm not entrepreneur material? And all of these things, and that's perfectly natural coming out of a 9-to-5 rat-based mindset. But I'm here to tell you, it's time to let that mindset go. Cut the strings. Detach from that, because it's not purposeful and it's not serving you. The only people, think about it, the only people that mindset serves are people in corporate America who own corporate American businesses. There are these large companies employing hundreds of thousands of people, little wages, right? And you're stuck in the job and you eventually can't seem to get out because you're so used to it. And I'm gonna go ahead and tell you a story about my dad, actually. My dad passed away in 2017. And he worked at a company called AT&T his entire life, right? Like from the time he was 25 to the time he passed away, right? So he had a business management degree, and he worked at AT&T for 25 years, and he loved the job, he loved what he did. But at the end of the day, once he reached over 50, they told him that he had to retire. And then after they told him he had to retire, guess what they did, y'all? They took his retirement. Yes, they literally took it and gave him about half of what he was supposed to have. And so that kind of sent him into this depression state, because he actually ended up leaving the job and being fired and walked off after working there for 25 years and having to start over. And that was an incredibly hard time in life for him. And actually shortly after that, he ended up having a stroke and he had heart failure and he passed away. And I'm telling you this not to say that can happen to you or that will happen to you, but it's a possibility. And so once that happened and once I saw that, as a 21-year-old, I knew at that point I will never work in corporate America again. I will never work for anyone else except my clients that I choose and they choose me, and it's a mutually beneficial relationship and they're respectful. I will never work for anyone, any corporation like that that does not have respect, does not have loyalty, and cannot keep their word, right? And so you may be in that boat. I've actually worked with a client who said the same thing. She was a school principal, right? That was her dream job. But once you're in the dream job, a lot of the time you're facing racism, you're facing low wages, you're facing someone breathing down your back, right? They're looking at everything you do, acting like you don't have all the qualifications and pass the qualifications to do the job the right way. Let all that go. You don't have to do that. You do not have to do that. You are worth so much more than that. And guys, you know what? The Bible says that your talents, right? This is in the book of Proverbs, that your talents will make room for you and put you in front of leaders, kings, and great people. And so if you don't give yourself the chance to really up-level your talents and actually give yourself a chance to work your talents, then you will always feel stuck and you will always be stuck in this mindset. And this is why I'm so passionate about business. I'm so passionate about business, monetizing your talents, using your talents to change the world. Because honestly, business is a work of service that changes the entire world. As a freelance writer, I help my clients change their entire world. I help them get wealth for their families so that they can leave a legacy for their children. And a lot of the times I work with other business strategists who are teaching other people how to become business owners or are teaching people how to become financially stable and healthy. And so this changes someone's life, literally. And it changes not only their life, but the legacy of their family. And I also work with people in real estate, right? And when you're able to acquire real estate and affordable housing, you literally change people's lives. And so another thing I want to leave you with today is the fact that whether you want to be a graphic designer, a freelance writer, a website developer, or even if you just want to create an online presence in a business that's a product-based business that you already have, realize that you are going to change lives. And if you don't do what you're supposed to do, right? If you don't learn the proper way to monetize your skill sets, if you don't put your business idea out there, think of all the lives that you don't get to impact. All the people that aren't touched by the service offering that you have to offer them, that aren't touched by the product that you have to offer the world. Business is so much deeper than money. There is legacy, there is impact through these little seeds that you plant with customers and clients and branding yourself on social media, especially as you hone in on your brand voice and tone and you really understand your mission. You've changed the entire world, and that's a legacy that you can leave with your children's children. Literally, that's a legacy right there. Forget the life insurance, forget just handing down, a house and money. When you hand down a legacy like that, and something that your family can be proud of, then you change things for the next generation. Not only will they not have to be in modern day slavery, working a 9-to-5 job that they hate and not using any of their talents and facing racism, but they will be able to have a little bit of pride and a little bit of happiness about the legacy that their parents left them. That is what I want to leave you with today. Please deeply think about this after this video. I know this has been sort of a short video. It's going to be about 15 minutes, but please think about this. What you have to lose if you don't start your business and you don't hone in on your own expertise and the talents that the Most High has placed inside of you, right? Everyone has a set of talents, and everyone has a set of things that they can use to provide for their family and to help the community with. So you do not have to work in a 9-to-5. You do not have to face racism. You do not have to wake up at the crack of dawn and hate your job and hate your life anymore. You don't have to do that. Although you're thankful for your job and all these things, you don't have to wake up one day and realize that you're 50 years old and that you have high blood pressure and all this stress from working this horrible job where the people were racist and didn't treat you right, where the people just passed you by for promotions just because of what you look like. You don't have to deal with that anymore. So go ahead and look at the Make More Money Quick playlist. Look at the marketing tips that I gave you guys in the description box. I have an entire marketing blog that is 5 years old. From the time I started freelancing, it's filled with business tips from the hundreds of business owners that I've worked with and the marketing strategies that I've created for them. It is all free. Click the link in the description box. Soon, you guys, I will be coming out. So actually tap the bell notification because I am in the process of making a course to help you finally leave your 9 to 5. I'm giving you an exact blueprint for not only business development and how to establish your business, but marketing. Because without marketing, you really don't have a business. So marketing is another skill that's very high on the entrepreneur's level of what you need to know to be a successful entrepreneur. Marketing and mindset are right there hand in hand, okay? Marketing and mindset. So you're gonna have to understand these things, and I am here to teach them to you in any course for that. I will let you know more about that. It is not available right now, but it will be. So tap the link, tap the bell notification because we will be dropping that soon. It's a very comprehensive course. Leave your questions down below. Let me know what your questions are about motivation as it relates to entrepreneurship, mindset, freelancing, all of these type of topics. Leave your questions below. Any questions that come to your mind, you can ask them down below in the comment section. I will answer you. And that is it for this video. Remember, you do not have to be a slave in a 9 to 5. You can obtain freedom once you unlock your mental capacity to believe something better about yourself and your talent. So, talk to you guys later.